Welcome, what is up? Thank you for tuning back into the Chaos Lair. Of course, I'm Chris Chaos here with the 4114. Raw Philly, night 3. Night 3 of 4. Hashtag Philly Week, hashtag Raw Takes Over Philly, hashtag Rumble Week, whatever you want to call it. You know, before I get into that, I have to talk for just a second about the Rumble. I went back and watched the Women's Royal Rumble this morning, and taking away the very end of the pay-per-view, taking away, you know, what I thought was bad with them bringing a bunch of the older, excuse me, my apologies, I mean no disrespect, the legends, because, you know, some of them are Hall of Famers, some of them will never see the Hall of Fame and shouldn't. You know, I thought that the actual match was good. It wasn't meant to be, well, if you're smart like I am, it's not meant to be like the greatest match you've ever seen. It's not even meant to be the greatest Rumble match you've ever seen. It just wasn't. You can't expect that. Not for the first one. I mean, it was still clunky in parts, but the eliminations were clunky. But that was to be expected. I very much expected that. I'm gonna get on the Ronda thing later. I'm actually gonna devote a whole spiel about that. So I'm gonna get on that later. I just want to say this one last thing about the Rumble. I'm going to move on to Raw. Now that you got the first one out of the way, WWE, you guys have no excuse whatsoever not to do the right thing next year. You have absolutely no excuse. I tweeted out last night, this is not fun for me anymore. This is getting to be not fun for me. Like tonight, I didn't even care to watch Raw. I didn't start, usually on Monday nights, even like when I work late, like I have normally been doing on Monday nights, I don't care. Or like, I'm coming home, gonna watch Raw. And I just didn't care. Until I actually started watching it. Stephanie McMahon comes out, and by the way, Steph, God, if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Stop wearing heels when you're going to be in a segment with the women. Why do you have to... we know you're a lot taller than a lot of these girls. Why do you have to tower over the... That looks horrible. That's just like if Braun Strowman was the GM of Monday Night Raw, or the commissioner, or if Vince was like 7 feet tall. Like, it's just a bad look. That's a bad look. Regardless, we're having the Women's Elimination Chamber. I'm glad that they didn't spend like a whole time hyping this up like for the whole 3-hour Raw. Raw wasn't written that way, and it shouldn't be. Because we need to get past this whole, the first time ever for the women. We need to stop this. I think with them having the Royal Rumble, that needed to be the cutoff. Of where it stops being, everything stops being special. It's that the women want to be equal, and they want, of course, we'll get to equal pay later, but because that's I read a bunch of things today that really discouraged me. But, and I'm not saying that the women deserve equal paying for like John Cena-esque, because there's not a woman that's John Cena-esque. Maybe Rousey, but again, I'll get to that. I'll get to Ronda later. Anyway, I'll get to all of that later. That's neither here nor there. Sasha Banks versus Asuka. I don't know how Sasha didn't die tonight. Like that looked. I saw how she protected herself, but I had to watch it a couple times to see it. Like, I kind of saw it the first time I saw it. but it was still like that shock moment of where it looked like she landed right on top of her head, and that's bad. It's very, very bad. Very scary. Sasha, to me, just seems like she's made out of rubber. We all know better, but it just kind of looks that way. And Asuka needed that match. Like, Asuka needed that match. She needed to have a match where she, it almost looked like this could be the night. But it wasn't. I, by the way, have no problem and think that it's a really good idea that Asuka loses before WrestleMania. A lot of people are going to say, oh, no, you can't do that. Asuka's got to be the champion. Well, no. I think Asuka should have already lost. I thought Asuka should have lost against Ember Moon way before they ever had that last match in NXT. I thought there should have been a one-on-one match at like the WrestleMania NXT takeover, but it didn't happen. You move to Brooklyn, and Asuka still beats her, and then she relinquishes the belt. I could do a whole diatribe of how they have booked Asuka the wrong way. Basically for the majority of what's going on. But tonight was good. She needed that test. She needed that push to the limit. And they sold it good at the end of the match where they're both just laying there and they're just give out. Like, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect the way it come out. And I hope that Sasha is not really injured because she looked like she was out of it for a lot of the last part of that match. Now, as far as the Elimination Chamber for the men's go, look, 3 matches tonight, qualifiers, it's great. I kind of want to see them do that for the women, but then again, there's not really a whole lot of women to do this against, so you can't really do that. You got to kind of just name them. And no, I don't think the women need to main event on that pay-per-view. I'm putting on record right now how I felt about that. The last man standing, that was just garbage. That whole thing was garbage. You had like this big elaborate thing where the whole announce stage gets pushed over on Kane, and it really doesn't. Like, it was stupid. That was so stupid. Like, how do you explain that to non-wrestling fans? Like, there's a majority of things that you can explain to non-wrestling fans to make them actually think about stuff, but this isn't one of them. This is one of those where you gotta say, yeah, that was just fucking stupid. That was really just fucking stupid. And whoever came up with that needs to be smacked in the face, and whoever approved that needed to be put on air probably just needs to be fired. And if that was his call, Vince would be better off to just let Triple H and Stephanie and Shane take over this. Like, let the 3 of them run this and be done with it. I love Elias beating Matt Hardy. This goes to further my thoughts that the WWE really doesn't see any money in Matt Hardy, and they have no faith in Matt Hardy, and they don't like this broken character, even though it's the woken character, and they don't care. They don't care, they're not ever going to care, and he's not ever going to do anything with it. And this just furthers the proof. Now, yes, this could be building more with Bray, but I'm just going to be honest with you. Matt Hardy is never going to do anything in WWE except for be a tag team wrestler and have, like, a little cult following, kind of like Cesaro's had, kind of like Zack Ryder had at one point, like Dolph has. It's just not going to happen. Like, and even to a greater extent with The Miz, because The Miz has a great following now, but he's at the plateau. Like, they're not going to push him any further than where he's at. And that, to me, is really sad, but it just is what it is, and you have to accept what they're giving you now. The Miz did retain the Intercontinental title, which is good. The tag titles, I thought that was a great match. Apollo Crews nearly broke his neck. These guys just, it worries me getting this close to WrestleMania. Somebody's going to get really bad hurt, and every year I get nervous around this time, and I'm really nervous now and I will be until WrestleMania. I don't love the fact that John Cena beat Finn Balor. I didn't like the fact that John Cena eliminated Finn Balor either, because my thought is that Cena's going to be in whatever match Cena has at WrestleMania is going to be a big match. Now, according to rumors, he's not going to be in like a title match. So you're kind of wasting away an opportunity that Finn could be in the Elimination Chamber, but at the same time, on the grand scheme of things, Finn is here and John Cena is still here, and it just makes like more sense for Cena to be in that spot than Finn. I don't like it either. That's the way it is. The Revival, it is what it is. I do want to take this time to congratulate the Dudley Boys. Congratulations on the Hall of Fame. It's very much well deserved. Like 23 tag team titles over the span of ECW, the real ECW, WWE, the fake WCW titles, TNA titles, the IWJP, IWGP, why did I say J? IWGP tag team titles, and probably tons and tons more that I don't know about. So, or care to know about anyway. So, I can't wait until, I'm hoping next week they announce Bam Bam. Bam Bam Bigelow deserves Hall of Fame, and is supposed to get it, according to rumors, this year. So let's hope that that happens. So, night 4 tomorrow night, Philly, show out and show out. And that's all I can say. Deuces always. See you guys tomorrow. Cats out.